Hey, yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Call Me Meech, back here with another 2K video for you guys, man. But listen, a little bit of something different, all right, man. We kind of shifting gears, and we are in 2K23 mode, man. 2K's in 2K23 mode, and we are too, man. So today, you may have already seen this, man. Like, this vlog did come out what would be yesterday. I'm just really getting the time to actually sit down and kind of cover some of this news, man. So like I said, you may have already seen this, but what we're going to be trying to do today is really just kind of break this down a little bit more in depth. I'm not going to be covering the whole thing because, man, this thing is long. Like, I remember when I was first reading it, it took me a while to kind of get through it, but I'm going to try my best to kind of get through this as quickly as possible, man. Kind of hit all the key points for you all, just to, kind of catch you up and kind of give you a few of my thoughts, if I even have them. Some things are just so new that I may not really have a complete thought on it yet, but we're going to try to go ahead and get through all of this as quickly as possible, man. So before we go ahead and get into that, if you're new to the channel, make sure you go ahead and hit that that subscribe button, man, and hit that bell notification. Does help us get noticed if you also hit the like button, but it's not needed. But if you enjoyed the video, man, hit the like buttons. It does help us get recommended. But make sure you do sub up, man, for news and everything heading into 2K23. So let's just get right into it, man. Like I said, this is long, so I'm just gonna try to hit the key points, man. I'll put the link to the blog in the description of the video for you guys, but I'm just gonna try to hit the key points, man. So let's try to go ahead and get into this. This first part is talking about offensive gameplay. I'm briefly gonna touch on this, man, because I really don't know what this will look like, but it's talking about this thing called double throws, basically where you throw the stick in one direction, let it return center, and then flick it either the same way or back in a different way. Looks like it's affecting shooting and ball handling now. This first little section talking about flex the rim, man. This is not too much. The main thing we need to know right here is this. All right, so these are the pro stick controls. Basically, it's a dunk map. All right, so what it says right here, if you go up, that'll be a two-hand dunk. Right strong hand, left weak hand. Down, you'll do what's called a rim hang. And then you can do, up, which is a flashy two-hand. Down, up, flashy one hand. Up, down is a normal skill dunk with the meter. The meter from 2K22 has return. You just trigger it in a little bit of a different way. And then down is a rim hang. And this is just saying that you can hang on the rim, man. Basically, once you go to do one of those button maps with the rim hang, you can hold the turbo button. Your dude will hang on the rim. You can move the left stick. It kind of like swings them back and forth. It does say you can get a tech for it, so I mean, be careful. But this is just kind of a feature to move the game forward. Nothing, not saying anyone asked for it, but as games evolve, you kind of want to get as authentic as possible, and that's really what that is. This next section is just talking about a scoop layup. Basically, if you're just holding the holding the analog either to the left or the right, you kind of get these scoop layups to get them over the taller defender. So it should be specifically to trigger those. We'll kind of see how the stick works, but that's really what that's for. And also, we do have some new layup packages, Bug and B, Iverson. You can see those. So it also says it does kind of work on the post players. I couldn't really visualize what that is, so I'm not even gonna really touch on that right now. But combining mesmerizing skill moves. This is a lot of information, y'all. I'm not even really gonna kind of go into it. This is gonna just have to be something you kind of work with, and honestly, I'm really not gonna go into any of it. I'll play this quick video. It's just kind of stuff doing some size ups, but it's really kind of hard to understand what was really going on with this. That'll just be something. Just know the dribbling is different. Okay, that's the best way to really think about that. I wouldn't try to really read into that. Now, we do have something called an adrenaline boost. All right, so I'm gonna play this video right here really quick, and then we're gonna kind of talk about it. So as you can see, Lonzo's coming here. Look at the stamina bar at the bottom. That's what it's talking about. Those bars that are kind of depleting pretty fast. Now, wouldn't read too much into this, okay? Like, his stamina went down fast, but I'm assuming they're in play now with, obviously no dribbling badges, no stamina badges. We'll have to see how good that works, but it's supposedly supposed to stop over dribbling. So it says boosts are consumed every time you perform a hard go or explosive sprint launch. Once the 3 boosts are gone, you notice that the speed and acceleration decrease significantly. So 2K's been trying to do a lot of things with fatigue. Over the years, 2K has just been kind of a mindlessly turbo type of game for a lot of people, and people just dribbling the ball to no end. So this is what they're kind of trying to prevent. Now, I kind of heard from someone that this may also happen on defense where you get stamina bars. Not 100% sure on that. Obviously, I know it's going to happen with dribbling, but I think that I possibly heard that it may have some effect for guys on defense too, where they're not. So you can't just turbo around on defense. So we'll have to wait and see what that is. Now, authentic shooting. All right, basically what this is, guys. Shooting is broken down to it's a lot more in depth. Okay, so it's broken into components with shot speed, the release height, defensive immunity, and the timing impact. Okay, so each jumper has like a specific grade. Okay, so a speed can have, or a shot can have a shot speed of, let's just say they give it like a C, which means it's not the fastest, but it can have a crazy height or something. It's a little bit difficult to really understand, but just know that the shooting is going to kind of be broken down more in depth. Okay, so there's not just, I picked this jump shot and it's just the best jump shot ever. It's going to kind of be, it's going to have varying parts to it. Okay, now this is just looking at some of the shot meters. I mean, if you play with meter off, this is not going to matter whatsoever to you, but as you can see, just really quick, I'm kind of showing until they change it. There's like 15 different jump shot meters or something. Now, turning your meter off is still going to give you that boost, which most people already do. But for the guys that like the meters, you kind of have some variance with the meters you can choose. And like I said, there's going to be ones that can actually be unlocked. And then this part kind of talks about shot arc, determining your release points. So if you're early, it's going to have a high arc and shot. Late is going to be a flat arc. On time is an ideal arc. So something a little bit different there. Also something completely new to 2K. It's delaying the timing and coverage of the green release animation. So usually when you hit a green in 2K, you know it's green from when you release it. But now it's wait till it hits the basket. Supposedly it's supposed to prevent leaking out on the break because people already know the shot's going in. I mean, it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see. I like that it kind of keeps it guessing, but I don't know if I really like the feature to begin with. But yeah, that's just something we'll have to wait and see. Sounds interesting. It'll be interesting to see kind of how that works. Now, facilitating the offense, the biggest key on this is, if you remember how we have a current and next gen, which we do also have this year, by the way, current and next gen. But on current gen, you're able to just hold Y or triangle to call a basket cut for the guy. Now, it was on current gen, which would be the PS4 or Xbox One version, but it wasn't on next gen, which is the PS5 and the Xbox Series version. So that is actually back on the next gen version as well. You can either hold Y and hold the analog towards your man to do a basket cut, but there also is a spot up pass mechanic where if you hold B or circle, you can send the guy out to the 3 to kind of spot up. So on fast breaks, this should help with your guys who always wanted to, cut to the basket when they're wide open in the corner. You may want to hold that button to keep them in that corner. So this should be actually pretty cool. And then let me just make sure there was nothing else here. There's new passing packages. This is mainly for parking stuff, but defensive gameplay. So they're doing some things on defense on the defensive end. I'm trying to just make sure, like I said, to get the actual, so that's kind of summarizing. Now this actually goes into more of what is going to be new with the defensive mechanics. So there's an on-ball defensive shading mechanic. Okay, there's 3 bars basically on the bottom of your player that I'm guessing you're gonna be able to initiate with the right trigger. I don't know, but Basically, it's going to be defending someone straight up, shading them to the left, and shading them to the right. Okay. So if you're a good defender, how this should work is if you shade left and someone attacks left, they should get cut off. This says lose their dribble or fumble the ball. Basically just giving the defense another tool to kind of just stop people from just dribbling right in front of you. So this sounds pretty good. It also says it can work in a post. So if you guess the post spin correctly, you should be able to body them up. Sounds interesting. We'll have to wait and see how that is. Now, shot blocking, this does scare me a little bit, but it says that blocks have been tuned to a more realistic level. Understandable. I'm okay with a more realistic level. But it says in the past, it was always risky trying to pull off tomahawks and back scratchers with defenders remotely nearby. We've made some changes to encourage good dunkers to use a greater repertoire of dunk packages. Where is it? Feel the reward of highlight reel dunks with significant takeover boosts. I don't think it's talked about. Basically what I was saying is that there is a part where I know that flashy dunks are going to give you more takeover meter, which in it right, it should, but it almost sounds like 2K21 Showtime. But we'll get to that part. There's also a new flyby mechanic. If you played any next gen, maybe even current gen, there's a lot of fouling on the 3-point line. So there's going to be flyby blocks, which was definitely needed in the game. Basically, you can jump out there at the perimeter and try to avoid, fouling a player like an actual NBA player would close out like. So that would be cool. Interested to see how it will work, if you have to manually trigger that or if it just automatically triggers. We'll have to wait and see. But that was definitely needed in the game. This is talking about ball strips. There's ball strips and I guess some more 50-50 ball save animations. Now badges, builds, and takeovers. Now this is more I guess the builds part is more related to park, but badges and takeovers are pretty much whatever mode we're in. So there's kind of a new build system. Great thing about this is that current gen has the kind of like the open builder system that next gen had, so you don't have any more pie charts. To try out your builds when you make them, there actually is a 3v3 mode that you can try as well too. So that's pretty cool for the people who just want to simulate like park type builds and things like that. Now the new gen badge system. So badges are broken into tiers. All right, so there's 16 badges per attribute category. Tier 1 has 8, 4 and 2, 4 and 3. Each tier costs a little bit more, where tier 1 I think is more of like your core badges. There's also going to be a section that are the core badges that actually don't count towards your badge count for you guys that are creating builds. And then there's some badges that are gone and some that did come in the game. So just quickly kind of going over this, since badges do relate to everything. There's a number of new badges. So shooting wise, there's Agent 3, Midi Magician, Amp, Comeback Kid, Hand Down, Man Down, Space Crater, Limited Range, and Claymore. You can pause the video if you need here, but the badges that got taken out: Chef, Hot Zone, Hunter, Lucky 7, Mismatch, Set Shooter, Sniper, and Limitless Spot Up. Mismatch was actually moved to a playmaking badge. As far as finishing, Slithery, Masher, Area Wizard, and Bully, Hook Specialist was taken out. As far as playmaking, Killer Combos, which is basically a combination of quick chain and tight handles, Clamp Breaker, Vice Grip, Mismatch, Bullet Passer, Downhill, Glue Hands, Stop and Go is taken out. And then Anchor, Workhorse, Glove, Box Out, Beast, Challenger were implemented, and Defensive Leader were taken out. So these all have different usages. You can look at those if you want. Haven't seen anything that looks too crazy. We'll just literally have to wait and see how these badges work. But some new badges to think about with some new uses. So that is what it is. So we're just going to skip the rest of this because this is all that is talking about. Now for this is specifically, I believe, for the Park Pro Am guys. Basically, team takeover is different. All right, so you can't just randomly one person just do everything, fill up their bars, and get team takeover. If you want team takeover, each individual person has their responsibility of a bar, and then once each person fills that portion of the bar, team takeover will go into effect. So that's literally what that's talking about. Now, another thing I want to talk about really quick for Park is that if you buy animations, You don't have to buy them over all of your builds. You buy them on that one build, and it's accessible to all of your other mod players as long as your other mod players meet that animation requirement for height, weight, whatever the case may be. Now this is talking about the AI. This is just saying how the AI is smart. All right, so AI is definitely a lot smarter. I'm trying to see, was there anything specifically that we needed to know about offensive AI, which I don't think it was. So I'm gonna skip a bunch of this. Like I said, the link to this will be in the description. So if you need to see this, you can go ahead and read all of this. But this is literally just saying how the AI can see a lot more. It's very useful information, but it just doesn't really matter for me to really go over. Now, defensive improvements, looking at exactly one big thing that we wanted to look at is that this no threes option should work. So for the mod team guys, when you're in transition, we have no threes, but the guys never get out to the three. So this setting looks like it's helping it to actually work. All right, so if you're on a fast break, you know, we'll cut off the ball handler, and then that second level guy will get out to the 3-point line to prevent people from raining threes on you on the fast break, which is a huge problem in my team right now. It literally is a huge problem. You can win a game on if you get on the break enough, because it's just wide open 3-pointers all the time. It's talking about rotations are sharper, pick and roll defense is better. We'll see improved cutter defensive control settings. I'm just trying to find a very important part for any of this. That's talking about some more of the AI. Each of these scenarios, blah, blah, blah. I know that there's a portion in here that says you can take off the drive help, and it should actually work. So hopefully that does, because everybody in my team knows about making your corners drop, even if your settings are off. So oh my gosh, it's one of them things where it said that it supposedly should be, here it goes right here. Rotations are sharper, and this year players can choose to turn off drive, pick and roll. So it's basically saying how your AI should listen to you more. That is really what it's saying in a nutshell. Okay, which, like I said, my team guys, we know that we need that a lot, so we will actually wait and see what that is. So that's the blog, man. Like I said, coming up on 17 something minutes here. Like I said, I was gonna try to cover this as thoroughly as I can and as quickly as I can. So I'm not gonna keep you all here too much longer, man. That's really the gameplay. Enhancements, improvements, sounds like a lot, and it sounds very, very good. Now the only thing is, we will have to see how it translates to game, and I assure you that on day one we're all gonna love it. We're just gonna have to wait and see if guys start to really cause an uproar and cause the devs to patch anything, because that's when, you know, everything starts to get kind of wonky, when they have to come in and patch every single thing that they worked on and make it work differently, and then all of a sudden we're playing NBA Jam. So I hopefully that doesn't happen, but pretty good enhancements, it sounds like. Hopefully I covered everything. Like I said, if you need to go through this and fully read this for yourself, click that link down in the description, man. But hopefully this all, you know, was able to kind of give you all a gist of what's going on, what's new, what to look out for. So hopefully that'll help you all out, man. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, like the video, and until next time, guys, we up out of here.